Hello, welcome to Laura's Painted Minis. I am Laura, and here we are starting out with a new mini. And I forgot to get my windows set up. There, now I can see chat. So this is technically a mini from the Dungeons and Lasers Deuce Layer pack. So quite a while ago, considering they've got, trying to think, I think they've already have Deuce Layer out and are starting to do like the legacy shipping on some of the stuff from the caves or something. I haven't paid close attention because I don't usually do the legacy shipping. I did not get the Deuce Layer. I was not really interested in it at the time. And the sample pack didn't really make me desire it either. These are kind of weird, that's for sure. Very different. I still had their little packet they sent with the sample pack because I actually had not even opened the box yet, so I looked at it, but I mean, seems like it's supposed to be some sort of bird race. This is, but then they have the face all covered up. So, and then also, since I'm going to paint this in order to sell, I will be going for something that's a bit more D&D flavored. So the best thing that I kind of come up with, kind of searching around, is an Oni, which can also just be called an ogre mage. So I thought it'd be fun to do kind of purple skin color. This might be a case where I should probably use the white since this is a very new mini. Until I get more colors on it, at least. This way you can see the mini. I think. Yeah, my extra big, extra large holder is got something on it. But I've got my empty meds, empty pill bottles. I'll probably just end up using. Probably I'll grab one here in a sec. It's really just the arms as far as where there is skin. So I guess in that regards, it's going to kind of act like an accent color. Trying to see here if there's anywhere else. I suppose you could kind of argue that maybe right there could be some skin, but I don't know. This seems like, you know, it's very much a mage. So like there's robes all over, weird armor. And I don't always do this, but I did go ahead and kind of pick out the main colors, and then I dropped one. But I know that will probably be more of a color scheme, triad color scheme, because it's going to be a lot of like leather, or there's going to be neutral stuff like the wood and the wraps, bones, and then I used one of Reaper's base boss bases because the sample pack did not come with bases. But these are going to be the three like main colors. I've got other colors I'm using, like for instance for the purple to do like a shadow, I'm doing Crank and Ink, and that's what's I just put a layer on of. Then I'm using tanned highlight to make a highlight color. Then this is going to be like the mid-tone. But yeah, these three colors I think will be pretty good. Go with like this will probably be a lot of the leather armor on this guy, where all these horns are sticking out of. Maybe we'll play around with the green and something else to do his robes, like a green. And I mean, I think the wood, and like I already kind of mentioned that, but I think like the wood and there's some wraps here and in the face and all these different horns. I'll probably try to keep more neutral. It was kind of one of those minis where I just didn't know what to do, so I really kind of had to sit down and just think through a color scheme. It's very different to the typical D&D minis that I paint. Right, and get a holder. See if this blue tack is still sticky enough or not. Seems like it's sticking. Back a little bit there. All right, especially because of the white primer, I will do a second coat of the base coat. Oh, and there it goes. I have to get out some new might just try peeling this off here and try to re-knead it and see if I can just re-knead it basically. So yeah. And in case you didn't notice, it's very much like a secondary triad color scheme. It is orange, purple, and green. It's been a little while since I've done that one. I've been doing a lot of blue color schemes, blue-based color schemes. So, you know, since I was doing the Frost Giants, and then the Stone Giant kind of ended up being a blue-based color scheme. Is a very different blue, because it was very much more like a blue-gray. But especially since I really leaned into that and then did a lot of orange and mixed in on the other places. I'm noticing that this cap actually kind of divots a little bit, so that might be part of the problem since this is bigger than the cap. So, trying to stretch this up. If this doesn't work, then I will just go and get some new blue sticky tack. Try not to. Gotta be careful not to push on the mini itself. This might break it off the base. I don't know what that sound was. Okay. We'll see if this holds. Anyway, yeah, since I've got the white primer down, I'll do a second coat. I have trouble with these minis taking paint, even taking primer to it. It does not want to. Granted, this one especially was the problem. More so, I just didn't wash this mini. But I've had other minis just do exactly the same thing, even with doing the washing in warm water. I don't know. Something about the material Just doesn't seem to like Reaper paints or something. I don't know. Probably took how many layers did I do with the primers? 2 or 3 layers. Brush on primer. And I noticed signing in today, I'm at 20 followers on Twitch. So that's cool. I'm almost halfway to my goal already. That's awesome. So big thank you to all you who have started following. Hi there, Big Harry. Wandering around Twitch. I'm doing pretty good. Starting this new mini. It was actually I've had it for a while. It's a mini from the, if you're familiar with Dungeons and Lasers, they started their own world, kind of, still set in 5e, I think. They called it like Deuce Layer, and this was a sample pack that they gave with the Kickstarter before their Deuce Layer. I think it was the one just before. And yep, finally just getting around to painting it. I just didn't know what to do with it for quite a while. I don't know why I'm still painting with this. This is just the brush I use for base coating. It's Keen Art. I accidentally cleaned off the actual label. You can see the beginning of the end with the Winsor and Newton cleaner. Accidentally got some on the handle. See, that's number 1. There we go. Huh. I don't know why that keeps happening every now and then. The face cam freezing. I wonder if I can just disable it and then turn it back on. That might have to do with my computer, because I know my computer is definitely acting a bit weird. So it can turn back on. No, it's not turning back on. Well, that's too bad. I guess we will be without a face cam today. How are you doing? Wandering around Twitch? Yeah, I'm usually doing some sort of fantasy tabletop uh, role playing minis. I occasionally will GM some one shots, and most of the time I run Dungeons and Dragons, so that's usually the kinds of minis that I paint. Oh, cool. I have yet to go to any sort of a con. Do you typically play D&D then, or what is the system, your system of choice? It's not really open. Turn that off. Yeah, I'd like to be able to go to ReaperCon. There's quite a few painters that I keep up with that go there and also watch a lot of the Reaper Pro Tips or Reaper Twitch shows. Reaper Pro Tips is one of their shows. Call of Cthulhu. I have never really gotten into that one. Sure, if I had the opportunity, I'd be willing to give it a chance. Gotcha. That's interesting. I thought I was had heard someone describe it kind of like more horror, more of the horror genre than like fantasy. Like I mean, D&D is very much kind of a typically a or that heroic fantasy type thing. Or maybe that was just the specific playthrough that they were doing. Gotcha. Okay. Horror is kind of one of those genres where it really depends on what to what extent or what definition of horror are you gonna play into. Because I don't. I'm not huge on the whole like gory slasher horror films. That sounds interesting. Do you get still roleplay your character if they go insane? Or is your character just done, considered done for the game? So I feel like that could be fun. Yeah, I feel like it would come down to more of just like to make a slasher film into a tabletop probably would just come down to you actually describing things in such a way that because otherwise mechanically it probably wouldn't really be all that different from just fighting monsters in any other system. Hmm. Yeah, that does sound really interesting. Seem to always have this problem when I have minis that I have to prime. It's just terrible getting them to show up very well on camera. That seems like it might be the best option. Ooh, nice. I hope to eventually be able to play some tabletop games with my son. He's only 3 though, so all he would do is just keep rolling the dice. Yeah, that can be hard when you got older siblings. Dynamics. Do you really actually like this, or is it just because your sibling likes it? I won't really ever have to wonder about that. You just have the one. I suppose there's always the chance that he'll just do stuff that we like because we like it. Or other peers. I need to make sure I double check my eBay listings. I can't remember if they would be ending, have already ended, this was ended over the weekend, or if it would be like today or tomorrow or something. I think I looked after Thursday's stream to see if anyone had bid on them yet, just in case someone, because I offered on my stream Thursday if there's anyone wanting all 5 of the Hellhounds, that I would just cancel the eBay listings if no one had bid on them yet. Except I broke them up for the eBay listings just because the little bit of research I did on what was selling on eBay, no one was doing packs of 5 for Hellhounds. So I did a pack of 2 and a pack of 3. And the first times listing it, there were no takers. But now, on Thursday or whenever it was that I looked, I do believe there was a bid. So I wonder if it was just that because the first round, that first time I listed it would have been right after Thanksgiving. So guessing people were not looking for regularly priced stuff because, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which nowadays is just all one thing. Seems like, Black Friday deals online bleed into like Cyber Monday and the week, like that whole week. So I kind of wonder how long it's really going to be lasting to call it Cyber Monday at least. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah, every little bit helps. Trying to get up to where I can be making some money from the Twitch stream. So that first step is getting 50 followers. They've got some other things too, but I think I have already met their other requirements. I'm beginning to think that the whole reason that so many other streamers prime in black is just because it probably shows up better on the screen. So I feel like I probably would not be struggling as much if it was black primer. Well, it's not really me that's struggling, it's the camera. But that's more of a joking hypothesis. I know some people just really like black primer. I just ordered a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a new bottle of this white primer that I use, brush on primer it's from Reaper. Pretty much all my paints and stuff are anything paint related is Reaper. there were also a few other paints that I was running. I noticed I was running low on. And then Reapers got their regular December 12 Days of Christmas thing where there's just some special minis, like holiday minis you can get like only in December. It might even be only on the 12 during the like 12 days that's going. But I'm pretty sure they had, I was thinking last year they had it where it's the whole month of December that you could buy the holiday minis. So I think it's just more of the special deal goes away after 12 days. Because if you spend like $40, you can get one of those one of the Christmas or holiday minis as a freebie. You can pick which one. And I've been wanting both of their Christmas dragon cat dragons. They didn't have it last year, and then this year they put them back on the list for being able to get them. Let's see, what time is it? Got a little bit of time still. I'm gonna mix up, I think, one more. Go up, take the highlight up just a little bit more even. I think I have heard of Frostgrave. That sounds familiar. And exploded. I didn't have a ton of different Reaper minis before, because I've got a lot of their paints. But I did back their Bone 6 Kickstarter that they had a couple years. It ran a couple years ago. There's been a lot of drama, a bit of drama with it, with the fulfillment of it, because it's been late, but like all the reasons are just because like the same reasons the rest of the world are having shipping problems. So, and then they also are in the process of building / moving into a new warehouse, which they were not expecting to be doing fulfillment of a Kickstarter while doing that. So but yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't happy, but anyway, I understand, you know, just why things played out, and I was okay that I had to wait a little bit longer. I'm also kind of lucky because I'm in the US, and so I have gotten mine. there's a lot of the international people have not gotten theirs yet. Yeah, I get that. We didn't have very many minis, so there was a lot in there that I was excited about getting. And I was also excited about getting something that was not WizKids. Because just so clunky. At least the player character, like their medium sized stuff. The primer they use is like way too thick, so it gunks up all of the details that there are there. And then, I mean, kind of about the actual sculpting is not overly exciting coming from a painting side of things. Yeah. And that is kind of part of the thing though with doing like crowdfunding type projects is there's always the risk involved. I mean, I had one Kickstarter that it wasn't for minis, it was actually for like it would have been a computer program when they were done for like designing maps or building maps. But they ended up getting scammed at one point, and they basically had to tell everyone that they couldn't, that they had to shut the project down and try and deal with legal troubles of getting scammed. Them and a lot of other companies that were, I guess, in that area. It was kind of one though that I had already sort of written off because for a while they didn't have any like communication. So even before that happened, I kind of had already determined that I wasn't gonna get something out of it. And then they started communicating again. And then for a while it seemed like, oh well, maybe they are gonna get something put out, and then that happened. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do just quick glaze, do this one, try it out a couple mixes, just doing, it's basically Monarch Purple. That's what I was doing for kind of the mid-tone. And then I had mixed this into that purple to make the highlights that I was doing. But this will just help kind of smooth out the transitions between the colors. And then once I get more of the white covered up, you'll be able to actually see this a bit more as it looks in person, because it looks a lot more purple in person as opposed to like on my screen it's looking very like bluish. Or at least not as purple. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I've never gotten into those books, so it was not tempting. It looked cool. Main thing I'm kind of eyeing, I guess there's two things I'm sort of keeping my eye on, Kickstarters that is just there's Next Level Minis doing like a dice around their Rounders dice campaign, which sounds interesting. It's and they look kind of cool. I don't know if it's gonna pique my interest enough to actually back it. And then the other one I'm kind of eyeing, that's not yet started, is Dungeons and Lasers Next Kickstarter campaign coming up. It's called Port Haven, but it's gonna be kind of a like naval ships, ports kind of thing, or seaport kind of theme. And they've got like a really huge playable ship as part of it. So I'm kind of eyeing that. I've got to and see what exactly it will cost just to end up getting that and see if it's worth it. Because yeah, finances will be tight this next year. So we need to get a new water heater. So won't be able to do something like quite as big as Bone 6 was. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop because that's kind of about the time where my toddler could be waking up any moment. And so, but yeah, we got the skin pretty much all done. Some of the glaze is still drying, but I like how that's turning out. And we'll see what I'm feeling next Monday if I do like go and do the leather or his robe. Those are the next kind of two biggest areas. So it'll be one of those two next Monday. And then Thursday, I do different minis. Mondays, I do usually paint the minis or work on the minis that I'm going to paint sell. And then Thursdays are just kind of for fun. Be doing a few one shots coming up in February for my churches. We're gonna do a game day. So got a bunch of these little Reaper dragon hatchlings that I'm gonna paint them all white. And yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I have a picture, some art that I'm kind of going off of where these tendrils that I have that are still blue are going to be like, I'm going to actually make them darker, I think. But yeah, I have some art that I'm kind of going off of. So that's what I'll be working on Thursday, same time, 1:15 p.m. Hopefully the face cam will work. Then it's probably my computer. It's getting old. So we'll see. But thanks for joining and following. Hopefully I'll see you Thursday, or you can always catch the VOD. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.